Hey boys and girls, welcome back to day 2 for reading. Yesterday we started on learning about how to identify the author's point in a text, and we did this by looking at how the author felt about worms and looking at the facts to prove why the author may feel this way. And so today I want to show you another way to find the author's point that they make in their text, because the author won't always show their point through talking about how they feel. But an author may show their point by talking about what they think and then having facts to back up why they think that way. And that's what we're going to look at for today. So to help us understand this, I want us to start off by looking at these pictures from our text that we will be using today. And I want you to think about, what are your thoughts about sharks? What do you think about them? Because if you may be able to identify what you think about sharks, like you may be able to say that they're cool, but do you have a fact to prove why you think they're cool? And that's what we're going to look at today. Authors give facts to prove their thinking about whatever they're talking about today. And our author gives facts to prove what he thinks about sharks. So our goal today says that I can identify reasons that support an author's point by telling how the author thinks and finding facts to prove the author's thinking. So we're going to still focus on the author's point. We're just going to do it in a different way by looking at what the author thinks and finding facts to prove what they're thinking. So this is the chart that's going to help us throughout today, and you're going to see this throughout the whole lesson. Our steps to finding the author's point is to first find what the author is thinking. Sometimes it's in the first sentence, sometimes it's throughout the paragraph. We have to really be on the lookout for what the author is thinking. And then the second step is to find a fact to prove what the author is thinking. And we're going to do this two-step process throughout the lesson to find what the author's point is for writing this text about sharks. So our text today says it's called Shocking Sharks. Look at that diagraph right there. It's called Shocking Sharks, and we're not going to read throughout the whole book. We're just going to take bits and pieces from the book and look at what the author is thinking and looking at the facts that the author is using to prove what he's thinking. So to start off, we'll just read their introduction page and then we'll get right into it. It's called Introducing Sharks. Sharks are known as deadly ocean hunters. There are around 450 species of shark, but very few ever attack humans. All sharks are a type of fish. Some are huge, such as the whale shark. Others are tiny. Basking sharks feed on tiny sea creatures called plankton, and that's the plankton right there. So that's a great introduction into what we'll be looking at today. So remember, I want to teach you today how to find the author's point by looking at what the author's thinking and looking at facts to prove what the author is thinking. So let me demonstrate this by reading to you where sharks live, and watch how I find what the author is thinking and looking at finding the facts to prove why the author is thinking that. So where do sharks live? Sharks live in oceans all around the world, but many species live in warm seas. Great white sharks are the biggest fish in the world that hunt and kill other animals. They are fierce predators. Remember, predators are people they're animals that eat other animals, right? Just like our T-Rex that we talked about in writing. So let's start off with the first part. What is the author thinking? Well, what's the first sentence say? Sharks live in oceans all around the world. Is that a fact, or is that something that the author is thinking? I'm thinking that that's what the author is thinking. He thinks that sharks live all around the world. So he started off his sentence by saying sharks live all around the world. And he also says many live in warm seas. Now, we found part of what the author is thinking. Can we find a fact to prove his thinking about sharks living in oceans all around the world? As a matter of fact, I think I can. Do you see at the bottom where he has this nice map for us? Let's look at what he says. This map shows where great white sharks live. Where does it show? Where they live. He says they live in oceans all around the world. And the orange is where sharks live. The blue are the oceans, and this is a map of the world. Do you see orange all around the world in the ocean? Yes, this middle part right here I see is where sharks live. So his point is made right here. The facts that prove it is this map that the author gives. So sometimes the facts may be in a picture. Sometimes it may be in the paragraph. You just have to be on the lookout for it, all right? Watch me do it again with this one. This one says, what do sharks look like? A shark's body shape helps it to swim quickly through the water. It has a streamlined body that cuts through the sea easily. Sharks also have powerful tails that push them along quickly. They have fins to keep them balanced. So our first step is to find what the author thinks. A thinking is just something that they say about sharks. What is something that he just says about sharks? In the first sentence, he says, a shark's body shape helps it to do what? Swim quickly through the water. He's just saying that. Now, is there a fact to prove that a shark's body helps them swim quickly through the water? Let's keep reading. Let's see if we can find this fact. It has a streamlined body that cuts through the sea easily. Cuts is another way of saying fast. It goes through fast. So its body moves through the water fast, right? So what is the fact that proves what the author is saying? It's streamlined body. That vocabulary word is another way of showing a fact that proves what he's thinking. He's thinking that the body helps him to swim quickly through the water. And it does. Why? Because of their streamlined body. Let's see if there's other facts. Sharks also have powerful tails that push them along quickly. Is that a fact that helps prove his thinking that their body helps them swim through the water? Yes. So their powerful tails push them. Let's see if we can keep finding another fact. They have fins to keep them balanced. That's another fact that can help them move, right? So their fins keep them balanced. They have powerful tails, and they have a streamlined body. 3 facts that prove the author's thinking that a shark's body shape helps it to swim quickly throughout the water. So boys and girls, there's sometimes maybe more than one fact to prove what the author is thinking. And as you can see here, in every sentence we found a fact that proved the first sentence of what the author was thinking, right? All right. I want you to do this with me. We're going to read Terrifying Teeth, and we're going to go through the steps of first finding what the author is thinking. So let's read it. Terrifying Teeth. Many sharks have sharp teeth in their mouth. There are several rows of teeth, and new teeth keep replacing old ones. A great white shark's teeth are triangular, with jagged edges to slash through prey. Did you know a great white shark has around 300 teeth in its mouth? Wow. So our first step is to find what is the author thinking. And sometimes we found it in the first sentence. So let's see. Many sharks have sharp teeth in their mouth. Is that a fact or is that something he's thinking? I believe it's something that he's thinking. So they have sharp teeth in their mouth. That's something he's thinking. Let's see if there's another part of what he's thinking. There are several rows of teeth and new teeth keep replacing old ones. Wow. So there's another thought. That next sentence shows another thought that the author is showing us. That's 2 thinkings in one for 2 sentences. So the first thinking is that sharks have sharp teeth in their mouth. Let's see if we can find step 2, a fact to prove that sharks have sharp teeth in their mouth. All right. It wouldn't be found in the blue that I underlined. It would be found in something that I haven't underlined yet. So let's read what I haven't underlined yet. A great white shark's teeth are triangular with jagged edges to slash through prey. Does that talk about how sharp their teeth are? Yes, if you caught the end of the sentence, I don't know if you know this, but a jagged edges is a sharp edge. It's really sharp. And the word slash means that something sharp is slashing through something else. Like when you slash through maybe an orange with a knife. That knife is sharp, so that jagged edges, that slash, is showing how sharp their teeth is. So that's one fact to prove his first thinking. Then let's see if we can find a fact to prove his second thinking right here. His second thought was that there are several teeth, rows of teeth, and new teeth keep replacing old ones. I remember a part that the author uses to show how many teeth are in their mouth. Do you? Yes, you're right. It was in the picture. It wasn't even in the paragraph. It says they have 300 teeth in their mouth. Does that prove that there are several teeth in their mouth? Yes. So sometimes, boys and girls, the first sentences may be that what the author thinks, and then they'll use facts to back it up. So now I want you to try this by yourself. Using this page in the book called Bite Power, I want you to hear me read it and think to yourself, what is the author thinking, and what are the facts that the author is using to prove what he thinks? All right, here we go. Great white sharks have incredible biting power. Their jaws are extremely strong, pushing the sharp teeth into prey and tearing it apart. The shark's jaws are not connected to its skull. This means it can open them very wide as it moves in to bite prey. Did you know sharks do not chew their food? They swallow it whole. So using what I've read to you, I want you to find what is the author thinking and what facts the author prove to what he thinks. I want you to write it down, and then I want you to take a picture of it and post it in the discussion below. Great job. Let's review. So today we learned how to find the author's point by looking at the first step, which is what the author is thinking. And then we had to find a fact to prove what the author thinks. Great job, boys and girls. Don't forget to do your assignment of looking at what the author thinks in this Bite Power page and finding facts to prove what the author is thinking. Great work, everyone. I'll see you soon.